Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this lunchtime as we say our Lenten midday prayers together. Pause around midday, whatever time you are able to join us, gives us an opportunity to spend some time with God, to reflect on the morning that's passed and look ahead to the rest of the day. Our prayers can also act as a sort of grace, the prayer that we might say before a meal, to give God thanks for the ways in which our physical needs, including our hunger and thirst, are met. During Lent, we remember the 40 days that Jesus fasted in the desert at the start of his ministry, as he prepared himself in prayer to be open to what God had in store for his life. Sometimes in Lent, you may hear of people, or you may be doing it yourself, giving up things like biscuits or chocolate. But there's a much deeper question around the biblical teaching around fasting. The prophet Isaiah reminds us that the fasting that God requires is always linked with seeking justice for the oppressed, sharing food with the hungry, and ensuring that everyone has shelter and protection. Jesus reminded his followers that prayer and fasting were to be done without drawing attention to other people, to these devotional practices. As we pause together this midday in Lent, wherever we are, we're invited to come before God as our true, authentic selves. In this space before God, we can take off the masks that we often hide behind. They might be ones that we use when we're with other people. But for this time, for these moments, for this Lenten season, we come before God just as we are and pray. God of the wilderness journey, be with us as we stop for a few moments from all that has taken our time and energy and our focus this morning. We turn to face you and find you gazing upon us with love and care in our joys and in our sorrows. As we seek to recenter ourselves upon the way of Jesus, we remember that he gave us the great commandment to love you with all our heart and mind and soul and strength, and to love others as we love ourselves. Loving Jesus, inspire our thoughts, guide our words and actions, that all we may do in the hours ahead might be in response to that great commandment. May our prayers and our fasting this Lent, like the prophets, be focused on the issues of justice that face us, our communities, and our world. May we be well informed and careful in our reading and our listening, so that as co-workers with you and in the power and strength of your Spirit, the needs of the world may be met by our prayers, our choices, our giving, and the way that we speak and act. Holy God, may our relationship with you be deepened, both in our praying and in our living, throughout the rest of this day, this season of Lent, and indeed the whole of our lives. Amen.